Welcome back to Your News. We now welcome Stephen Murray, our popular city council person and chair of the county's Economic Development Corporation. Stephen, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Good morning.
Hey, great you're here. Stephen, tell us what you're focusing on this year at the Beaufort County Economic Development Corp.
Well, Kevin, last year the Economic Development Corp was really about setting the foundation, trying to create a shared vision and consensus around the county. I think we did that, and the proof was several county council approvals and municipal approvals to get where we are. We hired an executive director last year, Mr. John O'Toole, in October, and so we have an upcoming strategic planning retreat. We're really going to set the programmatic work for next year, engaging in some marketing, looking at our product, and making sure that the policy and procedure are in place as we start to have more prospect traffic and expansion traffic of existing industry.
Let's talk about that a little bit. How do incentives change the game when you recruit companies, and how do you measure return on investment for those incentives?
Yeah, great question. And so I think incentives sometimes are a dirty word when it comes to economic development. Personally, you know, as a small manufacturer, when we came back to town, we asked for incentives. We were too small to qualify. And so I really kind of dislike incentives because I think it is sort of an unfair, dirty game. The reality is it's how the game's played. And regionally, if we want to be successful at attracting businesses or getting our businesses to stay here and to expand, we're going to have to be in the incentive business. But that doesn't mean that we have to just give the whole farm away. I think we have to make sure that what incentives we're given makes sense for taxpayers, makes sense for the companies, and the types of incentives we give are in infrastructure or product or things that we can hang on to if something doesn't work out with that company.
So what do you say makes our community marketable around the region?
Well, I think, you know, number one, first and foremost, we have an amazing quality of life. I don't think anybody would deny that. Second, we're in a key location in between the Savannah and Charleston ports. So if you're an importer or an exporter, you've got a very strategic advantage on being able to bid those ports against each other. I think for aerospace and aviation, if you look at Boeing to the north of us, Gulfstream to the south of us, and now Lockheed Martin has a presence at the air station. We start looking at automotive with Volvo in Berkeley County, Mercedes-Benz, and then BMW in the upstate. So really starting to look at the assets that we have in our community and adjacent to us and build our plan around the assets that we have as a community.
Stephen, how can the public get involved with their own economic development corporation?
Well, I think we have a lot of business owners who are either here in the community already, maybe retired, or folks that have second homes. And we want to know about those people. So if you know folks that have a business, that have a second home and visit, or maybe thinking about relocating to the area, we want to know about them, and we want to get in front of them and let them know that we have resources to help them relocate their business here for them to be successful. Also, if you have an existing primary business, a manufacturer, distribution company, back office IT, somebody who brings dollars into the community, we also want to know about you because we want you to know that we have tools and resources, again, to make sure that you're healthy, you're happy, and you're expanding in the local economy.
All right, Stephen Murray is chair of the Beaufort County Economic Development Corporation. He's also a Beaufort City Council member. And Stephen, you are a former student of Mona Lisa Dixon. She called you out in the last interview.
I am. Ms. Dixon taught me 10th grade geometry, so she's a great teacher and an even better principal out of Whale Branch.
Hey, agreed. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for being a very strong member in this community.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for doing what you do.
Hey, back at you, brother.